case.
Did you see what the president said yesterday about his health care? He said, once it's working really well, I'm quoting now, I guarantee you they will not call it, and then he calls it what it is, but I'm going to say the Affordable Care Act. I got to say it. I got to say it.
I think you have to say it in this context, right?
I have to.
Does he get an exemption for that?
Do I get an exemption?
You have to say it's part of the story. It's the reason.
Risk big, win big. Risk big, lose big.
Once it's really working well, I guarantee you they will not call it Obamacare. Here's a prediction for you. Few years from now, when people are using this to get coverage, everybody is feeling good about the choices they've got. There are going to be a whole bunch of folks that will say, yeah, I always thought this provision was excellent. I voted for that thing. You watch. It will not be called Obamacare. He's saying that they're going to lay claim to it themselves, because don't be giving me the two finger when everybody agreed.
I didn't. I said
I was
risk
exempted.
Big, win big. I didn't agree. I said risk big, win big. Know the odds on the table.
So now his claim is it's going to be so wildly popular that they'll want to name it after themselves.
And that's part of his way of trying to make people feel better about it. Remember, he did this initially. He was like, "How dare you call it that?"
Right.
And
then he was like, "Oh, I embrace it. I don't mind you calling it that."
I'm going to throw down the gauntlet on his side. Good or bad, in 1 year, in 3 years, in 5 years, for the rest of my life, any government health care, I will give him full credit for. I will always, beginning January 1, when it's not costing me $20 to say it, I will always call it by his name.
Yes,
always.
Absolutely.
Always.
Absolutely. There's no way anybody will lay claim to this. I mean,
no. Let's not play the game. Pat, it turns out to be the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, let's say it does. Yeah. Let's say it turns out to be
I'm going
awesome.
to give him the credit for it. I will promise I will give him the credit.
And I would still call it that.
Yep, I am wrong. I was wrong. And I was
giving
him the credit.
Then.
I was against
Just
it
like we
then.
do with all the Bush stuff.
Yep, I'll do it. There's not a chance in hell, because it never works. Everybody is saying it's a train wreck now. Look, everything in life decays. It's the way it works since the Garden of Eden. Did he really try to make a case for the Garden of Eden?
You're a religious nut.
Ever since.
What do you think, the world is 4,000 years old?
Here's the thing. It's decay. It's the way of life. Everything decays. Mm-hmm. So if you're starting with a train wreck, it decays into what? The Ebola virus? What does it decay to? It's going to be horrible. Horrible. And that's cool. I can guarantee you, Mr. President, when our relatives are not able to get the care that they desire and they need because of shortages, I will give you the credit. When our nurses and our doctors have become so unfeeling and so uncaring because of what government health care does to doctors and nurses, and they can't even get anybody to come give them a drink of water, as it is now in universal health care in Great Britain, and they are parched to death, I will give you credit. And if it turns out that everybody has great health care, and it's working so well, let me say, and everybody's feeling good about the choices they have, and every provision is excellent, and everybody can get coverage, and it really is this utopian dream, and it's better than what we've experienced with free market health care, well, I have to tell you, I may not only just call it after your name, I may be willing to go with the rest of the press and say you must be some sort of deity, because that ain't going to happen. Never has. It never has. Talk to the people in any place. Talk to the people in Canada that are coming across the border for our health care. Talk to all the people, even the dictators that come to our country because of our health care. It's not going to happen, Mr. President. But But I guarantee you, if it does, I will admit that I was wrong. But as of January 1, I'm never going to call it anything but that.